The Shortcut War, How I Fought for My Land and Found Peace. The first time I stepped onto the porch of my new pine cabin, nestled at the end of a winding gravel lane in the Blue Ridge Mountains, I thought I'd found paradise. The air smelled of cedar and earth, and the only sounds were the whisper of leaves and the occasional call of a hawk. My cabin sat at the fork of two paths. The left led to the Meadowview Homeowners Association's gated road, with its manicured lawns and strict rules about fence heights and lawn ornaments. The right fork, my fork, curled through a grove of maples to my front door. A faded sign on a stump read "Private Drive," with a hand-painted sunflower that made me smile. I thought it was a promise of peace. I was wrong. My name's Daniel Harper, a 52-year-old retiree who traded city life for this quiet corner of Virginia. On my first morning, I met Susan, the acting president of the Meadowview HOA, at the community mailboxes. She had a sharp brunette bob and aviators that hit her eyes. Her voice was crisp as she pointed her car key at me. "Our road's for members only," she said. "Your cabin's on unincorporated land, so you use your own drive." I nodded, confused but polite. "That's the plan," I said. "I'll stick to my path. Happy to be neighbors." Susan's smile was tight, like it was carved from stone. "Good," she said. "As long as you follow the rules." I believed in being a good neighbor. My dad always said kindness builds bridges stronger than steel. So I tried. I baked cornbread for the HOA's fundraiser, helped old Mr. Jenkins with his mailbox post, and even fixed their entrance sign after a windstorm. But kindness only goes so far when someone keeps walking all over your bridge. It started small. Tire tracks appeared on my gravel drive, cutting neat grooves like someone had raked the earth. Then a delivery truck rolled right up to my porch, the driver shrugging at his GPS. "It said this was the fastest route to the HOA road," he mumbled. The HOA's smooth asphalt was tempting, but my drive was becoming their shortcut. I put up orange cones and a chain at the fork, thinking it'd be clear. The next morning, the cones were toppled, the chain tossed in a ditch, and a note was taped to my sunflower sign. "Public access. Don't block." I checked with the county. A clerk named Margaret, with a warm smile, showed me the map. "This drive's yours, Daniel," she said. "No easement, no HOA rights." I printed the map and took it to the HOA's community night, where folks sipped iced tea under string lights. Susan stood at a table, papers spread like a general's battle plan. "Please remind your members to stop using my drive," I said, sliding the map toward her. "It's private." She barely glanced at it. "We've used it for years when our gate sticks or the plow's late," she said. "It's neighborly. You wouldn't want to be unfriendly, would you?" My jaw tightened. "It's not safe," I said. A van nearly hit my porch. Susan's eyebrow arched. "Nearly isn't actually." I felt foolish mentioning the cornbread I'd brought, but I did. "I'm trying to be neighborly," I said. She smirked. "Join the HOA then. There's a fee, but you'd get road access." I tapped the map. "I don't need your road. This is mine." That night, I couldn't sleep. The maples outside rustled like they were whispering my frustration. I wrote in my journal, Plan A, kindness. Below it, I listed plans B through F. Plan A was cookies and polite notes. Plan B was bigger signs. Plan C was cameras. Plan D was the sheriff. Plan E was a fence. Plan F? My hand shook just thinking about it. I didn't want Plan F. Plan A lasted 2 weeks. I brought oatmeal raisin cookies to the next HOA meeting and chatted with Mr. Jenkins and Ms. Clara about respecting boundaries. They nodded, but the tire tracks kept coming. Plan B was a new sign, private drive. No through traffic. "Thank you." I painted a sunflower on it, screwed it to a sturdy post. By morning, it was gone, tossed behind my woodpile. Plan C was a cheap camera bolted under my porch eaves. It caught raccoons, a coyote, and then, at 5:43 a.m., Susan's white SUV cruising through like she owned the place. 2 more cars followed the next night, then 3. They had a secret map of their own. I wrote a letter. "Dear neighbors, my drive isn't a shortcut. It's unsafe. Please use the HOA road. Sincerely, Daniel." I taped it to the mail kiosk and slipped copies under windshields. By morning, they were gone. A new HOA notice appeared. Residents may use established paths for convenience. Someone had underlined convenience in red ink. Plan D took me to the sheriff's office. Deputy Mark, With a slow southern drawl, watch my videos. We'll talk to folks, he said. But neighbor to neighbor works best. He did talk. For 2 days, the track stopped. I baked blueberry muffins, fixed a loose porch rail, and thought maybe kindness had won. Then Susan's SUV tore through at dawn, followed by 2 cars, one clipping my flower bed and uprooting a marigold. I replanted it, whispering, "You're okay." I wasn't. Plan E was a low wooden fence along the property line, with solar lights and red flags for visibility. By morning, 4 posts were snapped, flags tangled in the ditch. Something in me broke too. I sat on my porch, watching my breath in the cold. Kindness needs guardrails, I told the maples. That's when Plan F became real. Years ago, my brother in Montana showed me wildlife tracking pods. Compostable, non-toxic pigment eggs that puff color when stepped on, used to mark deer paths. I found a legal version for crowd control drills. Soft mesh, washable dye, no heat, no harm. Just a loud pop and a cloud that says, "You were here." I buried them under the gravel where the shortcut cut across, leaving my entrance clear. I set up my camera, made coffee, and waited. The sun rose. A squirrel sniffed a solar light and scampered off. Then Susan's SUV rolled down the fork. Boom. Blue dust exploded under her tires, followed by yellow, splashing her rims like a kid's painting. Her brake lights flashed. She paused, then kept going. Click, click. Orange burst across her bumper, dripping like melted crayons. A second car skidded behind her, headlights cutting through the haze. A third didn't stop in time, crunching into the second's bumper. I gripped my coffee mug, heart pounding. This wasn't the quiet justice I'd planned. Susan leapt out, her blouse streaked with neon, screaming, "What did you do?" The second driver stumbled out, clutching his forehead. Teenagers from the third car coughed, brushing off green dust, their phones already recording. A fourth vehicle, a jacked-up pickup, roared in. Red dust sprayed its grill as it skidded to a stop. The driver, a burly man in a denim jacket, stormed out. "You the one messing with my sister?" he bellowed, pointing at me. Susan smirked. "That's my brother, Tom." Deputy Mark and another officer arrived, sirens flashing. "What in God's name happened?" Mark asked. Susan pointed at me. "He set traps. He's trying to kill us." I stepped forward, voice shaking. "They're just dust pods, non-lethal, for wildlife tracking. I just wanted the trespassing to stop." Mark frowned. "You can't set devices that startle drivers, Daniel. Even on your land." The crowd grew, neighbors, gawkers, kids filming. Susan's accusations flew, but then Margaret, the county clerk, stepped forward, off-duty in jeans and flannel, holding a folder. "This drive is Daniel's," she said, showing deeds and surveys. "No easement, no HOA rights." The deputies nodded. "Looks clear," Mark said. "Using it without permission is trespassing." Susan's face paled under the neon streaks. "But he endangered us," she snapped, pointing to the injured driver, blood mixing with pink dust. Mark sighed. "Daniel, you're looking at reckless endangerment. Get a lawyer." The crowd murmured. Then a chainsaw roared. Henry, a grizzled neighbor, stepped from the maples, his jacket dusted with color. "Enough," he shouted. "If the HOA won't respect boundaries, we'll make them." Mark shut him down, but the tension hung thick. The ambulance came, bandaging the injured driver. Neighbors started cleaning, piling broken flags, sweeping dust, replanting my marigold. Susan's brother spat in the dirt and drove off. Susan, defeated, left a bag of lemon bars on my porch with a note. "Sorry, S." The deputies took statements, and I faced the reality of legal trouble. But something shifted. Neighbors stopped by, offering to plant flowers. MS. Clara suggested a community watch to protect my drive. Henry helped me rebuild the fence. Weeks later, the rains washed away the neon dust. My marigold bloomed brighter. Kids laughed as they passed the maples, calling them the singing trees. The HOA stopped using my drive, and Susan resigned as president. The charges against me were dropped after Margaret's documents, and my camera footage proved my intent wasn't harm. I'd been heard, not just by the law, but by neighbors who now stood with me. Kindness built my bridge, but guardrails held it firm. I learned peace isn't just quiet. It's respect, earned through standing your ground. My cabin's porch is my sanctuary again, and every marigold bloom feels like a small victory. What do you think? Was I wrong to use those color mines, or was it the only way to stop the injustice? Have you faced a battle over boundaries in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear where you stand on fighting for what's yours versus keeping the peace.